All right, this question you've touched on here today already because it's about content again. But when you came on the radio show, I wanted to go back to the question of are women respected in hip hop because I wish I actually listened back to the whole show that we did before this interview, but I made a response to it, a response video. I don't know if you even saw it. There was a main point that I think we didn't get across. That I was thinking afterwards was that it was something Shay D said that made me think of it, but it wasn't just a response to her. I think I asked her if she listens to any music with someone like quite sexual content, and I made it. I said all violent content, or like even negative content, what you see as negative content with male eyes, and she said no, like never. I don't listen to that stuff. I wanted to ask her after that. Like, I wish I asked her, like, but do you have a problem with it? Like, do you think those artists should not be doing that? I know she said she wants, she feels that she should be projecting a positive message and stuff like that. But I find, like, I see online and other people talking about, like, looking down on women who talk in a sexual kind of way or dress in a certain kind of way. And I think that's bringing us to another problem. Now you're telling women what they can do and how they can dress and like what they should do with their bodies and what they can talk about. And now doing that, you end up like doing that like opposite to what you're trying to attempt. I feel like in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like people can do what they want, women should be able to do what they want, and if men can do those things, then women can do those things, and in a way that's not respecting women, telling them that they can't be sexual or looking down your nose at them. I asked you on the radio show if you listen to any of this music personally with overly sexual content, and I think I mentioned violent content and other stuff as well, and you was like, no, I don't listen to it for me, and you talked about not making it yourself. I think we've touched on this on the violent thing, but I just wanted to ask it in terms of the female rappers that make sexual content. You saying you didn't listen to it. I was wondering whether you had a problem with them. Do you think they have a responsibility not to speak about and present themselves so sexually? And if they do, my problem is that being respectful to them as women being sexual, because they kind of, is it telling them that they shouldn't dress a certain way? And
I'm the thing with it, I'm really sensitive about this subject, and especially really recently, me and MC Angel did a workshop on women in hip hop.
Okay, brilliant.
And it was such a good workshop. Like we basically played like we played like 1, 2, 3, 4. We played about 8 videos, different a range of music videos by female rappers. Not saying anything before we play them to these young girls, which were between like 16 and 21.
Cool.
And there was post-it notes, and you'd play the video, and they had to write how it made them feel watching it, right? And we would sometimes pause it on different stills. And it was so sad how a lot of like Nicki Minaj's Anaconda video was one, which I was a bit like, yo, am I allowed to even show this in the workshop and that? But like at the end of the day, it's on mainstream music channels, so it's nothing that they wouldn't see on telly. Like, do you know what I mean? And man, like the insecurities and disgust that came out of these girls watching it, and initially I had to be very open-minded and go, okay, is this video gonna empower them? Does it make them feel like, yeah, I'm a woman, I love my body and what I look like, and I should be allowed to celebrate it? Or is it oh my god, like this is like soft porn and I feel a bit sick and this is a bit weird? Like, how does it make them feel? Instead of me constantly having my own opinion, let me put it out there and let me see. And like the feelings that were coming were like, because there's in the Anaconda video, obviously she's got other girls like, slapping her batty. She's on all fours. She's got her ass sticking out. She's wearing a thong. Then she's in a kitchen in a maid outfit, cooking in a kitchen and pausing it on stills where she looks like she's just got bare cum on her, which is basically cream from like what you put on a cake. It was disgusting. Like it that's what, when you paused it, Like, at the end of the day, look, we need to be straight talking here,
Yeah,
because
of
that's
course.
what the video is showing.
I didn't notice that. I'm gonna have to watch it.
It's disgusting. It's like all these like sucking on things that it's really horrific. Yeah. And the thing is
Is
like,
it horrific, or is it horrific for children to be watching it?
I as an adult, like, I'm not a prude, but as an adult, I especially watching it in the presence of other people, felt very uncomfortable.
I suppose definitely if you're watching it unaware that that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, okay, exactly. And I knew what it was going to be, because I've seen these videos and picked them for my workshop, And me just watching it in the presence of someone else, I felt a bit uncomfortable. It was almost like, I don't know, it's almost like just being like, I don't know how I feel right now. This is really weird. And basically, there's lines in it that was saying like, skinny girls, it was like really degrading to someone who might be naturally slim and doesn't, you know, look like that. And there was things saying, I let him hit it because he slings cocaine, was another line. And I was like, God, I've never even concentrated on that line, because the video is so, you know, the girls felt really disgusted and degraded after watching that. And then we played them a video by one of the female rappers we brought over here, Reverie. We played one of her videos, Give It Time, and they were captivated. She's just wearing a vest. She's got skin showing and her tattoos. She's just wearing a vest, and she's storytelling about losing someone to a drug overdose. And they were captivated. They were looking at her and they were like, she's really interesting to look at, and raw, that story was really deep. And then we played a Queen Latifah one, we played a Lady Leisha one, we just did a range. And for me, it basically was like being naked for a man's pleasure and being naked to just celebrate yourself are two very different things that are portrayed in two very different ways. And if we think about all the directors of music videos and all the magazine owners and the billboards and the, you know, the majority of the owners and the directors and the elite that own all this shit are men. The very, very high percentage. We had all the stats at the workshops as well. So I just kind of feel like there is a really big difference between doing these things because you're trying to sell sex or you're trying to create a male fantasy is very different to empowering yourself as a woman and celebrating yourself and your own body. And at the end of the day, again, with every single thing in this universe, people are going to have different opinions and different views, and someone might feel like something is right, and that exact thing someone might feel like something is wrong. But I can only go by experiences and examples around me. And when I've got you know, very intelligent, beautiful, young, strong women watching these things telling me they feel degraded and disgusted and not empowered, I feel like we're losing. We're not winning there.
Do you feel there's maybe is other women though in a different setting that may watch that and be empowered?
I don't know.
I can't answer it because I haven't seen it.
I don't know. I haven't seen it around me yet, you know, I don't know.
I think what's important, what I didn't actually say in the video response I did last time, is that, because I was saying I didn't feel it was that respectful if we get in a position where we're telling women to put clothes on and things like that. But I really fully agree with everything you've said, like in the context. So I think it definitely, what I was saying was in the context of being monitored and kept away from people who it wasn't suitable for or who didn't want to watch it.
You know, an example that just comes to mind is, you know, like a life drawing class. You know, if there's a woman sitting there to be drawn by these people that are practicing art and are looking at a female body in this way, is so different to a soft porn video as a music video, which is very much, again, this intent and purpose to, I'm selling this. It's really different. I feel like that body and how it's being portrayed is very different. And do you know what? Another thing, we were in a restaurant today. I'm so sorry. I don't know whether, again, it's because this whole imbalance thing keeps coming up. I was in a restaurant today and there was painting and photographs on a wall of a naked woman yeah, but it was art, okay?
Yeah.
So she was lying down, her titties were out, and her her pum was kind of out, and then the other one next to her ass was out and stuff. And I just went, it's really weird. I'm eating breakfast and I'm just looking at all these titties and pum and ass, and there's not one penis or any testicles here. It's really weird. But I don't want to see that when I'm eating breakfast.
So that was also inappropriate to you, just as
no, I didn't find it inappropriate. No. I just noticed the imbalance again.
Definitely, yeah.
I just don't. It seems like, and I said this on radio, that two non-gay or lesbian girls like Shakira or Rihanna, or Shakira and Beyonce scissoring and in their spandex and all this stuff, but you would never have Jay-Z and Drake doing that in a video.
Well, that comes on to another topic.
You know, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's.
You do get men in the videos. I'm sure there's topless men in the Anaconda video, but yeah, I don't think the balance is.
Yeah, I mean,
not equal. It's not.
Yeah,
an equal balance,
I've just never seen Jay-Z and Drake rub against each other.
That's
you know,
that's a different.
But you know, Jay-Z.
Male homosexuality and female homosexuality is a whole.
But it is again because again, females are being used with this for this male fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, like of two women together.
But it's not a female fantasy the other way around.
Well, if you're gay, maybe, but I think a lot of gay women find it quite offensive that.
No, I mean, two men. It's not really a female's fantasy.
I don't know. Like, hey, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of gay women find it quite offensive that what's wrong with me? I think a lot of gay women find it offensive that lesbianism is used for
male pleasure.
Not to respect their sexuality for what it is, but purely to have this male fantasy, right? Yeah. But you know, when Jay-Z and Kanye West did N-words in Paris, they weren't kind of rubbing up against each other's. They were just standing there in their suits with the American flag behind them. You know, I'm a man, and I'm proud, and I'm patriotic, and I don't need to rub against Kanye's face because I'm a man. But come on,